And then we have the last thing was Colts used a transition tag on Daniel Jones. First time a quarterback has been given a transition tag since 1996. Okay. I ranted about this with Matt, where I was just like, the Colts, man, like they are close to making some crippling decisions, and they're really playing with fire here, and betting on some outliers and betting on someone that just popped their Achilles. And just talking about Kyler has been more consistent and a better quarterback than Daniel Jones has been. Even with that stretch last year, Kyler has had stretches like that multiple times in his career, and with less conducive surroundings, I might add. And I don't know. Kyler with Drew Petzing in a traditional offense was playing like a top 12 quarterback. That should make you exciting. It's not just the Cliff years where it was all spread and hurry up and stuff. Like when they had to run a real offense, he actually looked good. He had his career high in QBR in 2024. Last year, all kind of fell apart because the O-line fell apart. Yeah. But man, Daniel Jones, transition tag, it's a lot of money, almost $40 million. They're trying to figure out Alec Pierce, but they're betting on I always make the Disco Stew joke. They're betting on the Disco Stew graph right now that everything, hey, that we were on the upturn right here and we're just going to keep going up. But man, no first rounder next year. I don't know. What'd you think about the Colts transition tag, Daniel Jones, the whole situation?
I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, obviously ridiculous. I mean, what if you're a Colts fan, you see one day Daniel Jones transition tag, the next day Cardinals to release Kyler Murray. What are you thinking right now? What just happened here? I don't understand how or why they felt the need to place the transition tag on Daniel Jones, because like, what's your competition here to sign him?
That's it.
And like, if you get into a bidding war for Daniel Jones, like you got to freeze, right? You got to freeze and stop and say, hey, what are we doing getting into a bidding war for Daniel Jones in the first place? And the main point, like I have with Kyler is, man, like people are really, really down on this guy when outside of last season, his baseline production is like top 12 quarterback that can put on like months of sustained elite play. Mm-hmm. So like, if you're going to sit here and say like, since Kyler Murray has joined the NFL, he's been a top 10 quarterback, I wouldn't really argue with that. That's a defensible stance for someone to have. That guy's he's about to be on the market, and you don't have to give a pick to get him. And if he's petty enough to the Cardinals, you might be able to sign him for the league minimum, so they have to eat all the money. This kind of reminds me of where like we were talking about Dak Prescott this time last year, where he had the rough season the year before, got hurt, and people were talking about him like he had never played well before. When in fact, that down year for Dak, that's the year. Outlier.
His best year.
Like outliers, like because I think people forget that outliers go in both directions, right? It's not just good outlier, so we're going to base back down. Like if you have a bad outlier season, like Dak did the year before, or like Matt Ryan did in 2015, and you come back the next year, and you can still play well. So the idea that you would just cut this guy and people have already forgotten like what this looks like when he's healthy and he's playing his best and the ecosystem works. You can dump points on people's heads. And it just blows my mind like how low the opinion is on Kyler right now, because quite frankly, like the idea that you're going to walk into the NFC West with no quarterback as a new head coach? No, bro. Like what are you going to do? Just get fired in 2 years? Probably.
Get that Texas film on. Like,
the worst place for them is like they win like 4 games this year, Yep. And you're like, oh God. Now the division's up. We don't got the quarterback still. This is such a risky move. And I guess I just really feel like in a division that's as competitive as Arizona's is, why are you giving up on a quarterback? And if you're the Colts, why would you not be a little more patient to see what shakes out? Like were the Colts. So the Colts, like the question I have for the Colts, did you make this decision knowing that Kyler Murray was going to be released? Because if you did, I got no defense of that. That just makes no sense at all.
And this is the thing is like the league, and I know you and I, other people that I respect how they watch quarterbacks, we kind of are all in the same lockstep on how Kyler. Am I going, oh, top 8, top 10? No. But am I saying that next tier? He's in that next tier to me, what I would call a tier 3 guy. And these are guys that everyone just goes, yeah, you got to pay him. You got to pay Baker. Like, and I would say maybe, I don't want to bring up other names, but like Baker would be like an example. Like Kyler has had more good play than Baker, and in his career. And what you're saying with the outliers is, what are you betting on? This is the thing with Daniel Jones. Am I betting on the guy that always gets hurt? He literally always gets hurt and has had a lot of more stretches of average or middling play, I'll call it, as opposed to maybe 2 months of really good play last year. Don't get me wrong. It was really good play last year. Started tapering off at the end because he got hurt, and then he got really hurt with the Achilles. He was already hurt before he got hurt. And that's Daniel Jones. And this is with him scrambling the fewest times of his career, taking the fewest hits, taking the fewest sacks, and he still got hurt. What am I going to bet on? The thing that I see the most, and that is what I see the most with Daniel Jones. Not to say he can't be an above average quarterback in that ecosystem, whatever. But I don't know. With Kyler, under Cliff, under that wonky offense, he was successful and productive. He was an MVP candidate in 2021 for 2 months, and they tailed off. They did the cliff fell off the cliff. But I'd see with the Petsing 2024 year, especially the first 3 months of the season, that is what I kind of point to as there's more real offenses or more NFL offenses. And I know his stock, he's not going to be the guy that the coaches are like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. They tell stories about he's in there at 4 a.m. and all that stuff. But I can watch how he plays on the field, and he can win you a freaking football game. And I think that's the guys you pay. I've seen numerous, and Kyler's not this, I've seen numerous guys that everyone hated in the locker room, and they were fine paying them because they won games. And for some reason, Kyler gets the stigma. I'm just even looking at the last 3 years, which I don't think anyone has called Kyler's been playing crazy. He got hurt in 23, then came back second half in 23, and then goes 24, and then last year, I say 2025, he didn't play very well. Still, those 3 years, 14th in EPA per play among all quarterbacks over that time period. That's exactly what I'm saying right there. He's the 14th-ish best quarterback. Success rate, 15th. But in that range, Daniel Jones, 21st in EPA per play, and that's including his incredible first half of this year. So I don't know. We're on the same page here where I'm shocked Kyler is so underrated. I know why, and I get it. He's not exactly what teams want to coach at quarterback, but he wins you games, he makes big plays. And for a stopgap type guy, why aren't you taking a bet on that as opposed to another, not even just Daniel Jones, but another Heineke iteration that you want to draft or something of that sort? So I don't know. Kyler's stock is very curious to me. And that's why I want to see him with the Vikings, because he stopped kind of throwing the ball deep. And some of that was the offense. And I want to see him back in an offense that lets him push the ball, because that is what his gift is creating big plays with his legs and launching stuff down the field. So getting him in an offense that lets him do that, I think Vikings would do that. Maybe some other teams aren't coming to mind for me, but that's who comes to mind for me. But yeah, thanks for talking Daniel Jones into Kyler bullishness. Let's get into the free agents, though, Charles.
Falcons just signed Kyler Murray.
Or Falcons signed Kyler Murray? I mean, he's a great fit for. Petsing Stefanski runs some more stuff, but I think how he would be used. God, London with him would be great. That'd be fun. They
got
winner.
Penix and Easton Stick are the only quarterbacks on the roster. Come on now.
I like Kyler better, way better than Penix. Way better. Yeah. And Kyler can play under center. And Kyler, yeah, I know that's a good one too. I wouldn't the Dolphins. I'd rather them just kick the can and go to next year. That's your year this year. Trade for Davis Mills, whatever you want to do. I know, Malik Willis, speaking of Dolphins, is also rumored for the Cardinals. And I'm like, what do you? Why would you go for the mystery box? They have such Malik is a great runner. He's incredible. I don't know. That's just so curious because maybe your brother coached him. I don't know.